Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? Good fresh squid, also known as calamari, is tender and delicious if you prepare and cook it right. You have to simply season it with salt and pepper, then very lightly coat it with flour. If you put too much seasoning or flour on it, you'll never taste the very mild flavor of the calamari. The same thing for cooking calamari. It needs to be flash fried for optimum tenderness and flavor, 45 seconds to a minute max. Any longer and they'll turn into chewy breaded rubber bands. Finally, you need a proper marinara sauce to go along with the calamari. Well, today, we're not using fresh calamari, we're not flash frying, and we're not serving with a proper marinara sauce. Why, you ask? Because I found a box of frozen bon vivant fried calamari rings during my last visit to my own personal adult treasure hunting playground, the Dollar Tree. This 4-ounce box only cost $1 because if you didn't know already, everything at the Dollar Tree is no more than $1. It says these are crunchy breaded seafood rings with savory seasoning. Now there's a flag right there that tells me there's more in these than just calamari. When it says seafood rings, that tells me it's a mixture of something with or without calamari. We'll look into that once we get to the ingredients. Bon Vivant Kitchen's fried calamari rings continue a tradition that began long ago in your favorite Italian restaurant. Real rings of seafood are coated with crunchy breadcrumbs and seasoning, then fried to perfection. Pair with your favorite marinara or dipping sauce. Real rings of seafood right after they said calamari leads me to believe these are definitely not all squid, which also leads me to say that none of my favorite Italian or any other self-respecting Italian restaurants would sell seafood rings in place of real calamari. So here's the ingredients: squid, fish paste, and fillers along with crunchy breading and seasoning. This proves my case that these are simply formed seafood slurry concocted rings. So how can they label them calamari? Why don't they just call them seafood rings, which I would be okay with? Now this is really no surprise to me. These are a product of China. And you guys already know my thoughts on this, so I'm not going to get into it. There's 2 2-ounce servings per container. Each serving has 155 calories, 9 grams of total fat, 1.5 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 10 milligrams of cholesterol, 315 milligrams of sodium, 15 grams of total carbohydrates, which includes 3 grams of fiber and 1 gram of sugars, and finally, 5 grams of protein. These are pre-cooked, so you only need to heat and serve. The directions are for the oven only. It says to cook in a preheated 400-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes or until golden brown. But since everything comes out perfectly in my air fryer, that's what I'm going to cook these in today. So into the air fryer basket they went. As soon as they slid out that bag, I immediately thought they looked like something. What do they look like to you? To me, they look just like Coconut Crunch Mini Donuts. One of my favorite donuts. If they look like donuts to you, let me know in the comments, and smash that like button like it stole your lunch money. Once they're spread out into an even layer, they go into the air fryer at 400 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes. Speaking of air fryer, I owe 5 of them to 5 lucky winners. So let's do the drawing for 5 Haber XL 5.8 quart oilless air fryers. So all I need to do is copy the link to the video where everybody that wanted to enter commented, "I want one," and then paste that link into the random comment picker. Then click Load Comments. Once that's done, click Pick a Winner. And the first winner is Terrible Dog. Repeat that same process for each winner. The second winner is Nova Lagar. The third winner is Eviction. The fourth winner is Joseph Davis. And the fifth and final winner is Mike Swisher. Congratulations to everyone. I really hope you enjoy the air fryer as much as I do. Please send me your name and mailing address to the email in the About page as soon as possible. If I don't hear back from you within 7 days of this video, I'll assume you don't want your new air fryer and I'll have to do a drawing and give it to someone else. After only 10 minutes at 400 degrees in the air fryer, our calamari, also known in this case as seafood rings, is ready. Now even more so, they look like coconut crunch donuts. Now let's get them out and plate it up. And you can see these are pretty greasy. Now here they are, all plated up with the most bastardized marinara sauce you'll ever try. To the point, I found it impossible to even call it marinara sauce. But I threw this concoction of ketchup, tomato paste, red pepper flakes, granulated garlic, oregano, and basil together, and it really did end up tasting good. But by no means did it taste like marinara sauce. It was time to give the calamari seafood ring thingies a try. They were definitely very crispy, but wow, they have a very fishy flavor, very unlike the mild flavor of calamari. It wasn't a bad or spoiled fish type of flavor, it was just very strong. The funny thing is, I kinda like them, but I would never call them calamari. You can definitely see the meat part is a mixture and not a solid piece of calamari. And there was a ton of breading, way too much. The opposite you would want if this was calamari. But they did leave that greasy film on the roof of your mouth. Thankfully, they did taste pretty good. I dove right into a little bit of my concocted dipping sauce. It looks more like barbecue sauce than marinara sauce, doesn't it? But no kidding, it really did taste good. We tried another one, and you can see there's so much breading on this one that it covered up the hole. But fortunately, like I said, the breading was good and it was very crispy. There was just way too much of it. And of course, I had to have another dip of my whatchamacallit sauce. I wanted to see what these looked like without any breading. So we peeled it all off. Here's the naked seafood ring, and it really doesn't look like calamari at all. It's way too thick, and if you look real close, you can see it's not smooth like calamari. I would say these taste more like a strong flavored fish stick. These are definitely very edible. They're super crunchy, the breading had a good flavor, there was just too much of it. And the faux squid tasted nothing like calamari, but it was still tasty, which is why I'm giving the Bon Vivant fried calamari a 5 out of 10. If you'd like to help support the Wolf Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, that's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more, that's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.